Hello, hello, hello. So, I have had a lot of requests lately on a skincare routine for somebody with PCOS. I've also been asked, are there vitamins I take or supplements I take, or what changes have I made personally to help with my PCOS? And so I made a big old list today. Boom, and we're going to go ahead and get that covered. Um, so I've known that I've had PCOS since I was about, I would say 12 or 13. I got diagnosed with it officially in 2017 by my doctor at the VA. With that being said, I had pretty much all the symptoms. So I did have the excess facial hair. I had very, very abnormal periods. Like it would be 2 to 4 months between each one of them. I had extreme cramping to the point where I needed like pain medication. When I did get cramps, I had a few miscarriages due to it, so infertility has been an issue. But I've kind of had like all the symptoms. I became an esthetician at the beginning of this year. But I had known that I wanted to become an esthetician because I had gone to spas and salons and got waxed all the time because of how much facial hair I grow. Now, I grow facial hair from basically my orbital bone up, all the way down, all the way around, all the way back up, and here. Now, I don't grow anything on my nose, of course, or on my forehead, even though that is normal for some people. But body hair, I'm not too bad with. Thank goodness, but you can have excess hair on your arms, on your back, on your stomach, on your forehead. That is all very, very common with PCOS. Now, just because you have excess hair does not mean that you are that you have PCOS. It just means that you have excess hair. But definitely talk to your doctor if you think that you do have the symptoms for PCOS. So one of the first things I did when I found out I had PCOS was I got on a birth control. And so I have Nexplanon, which is an implant in the arm, and I have it right here. So I have Nexplanon, and so even though there's not a cure for PCOS, there's studies shown that birth control can actually regulate your period for you. It can help with the cramping and just make it more of a regular experience than what you're used to. The pills can also help with facial hair and acne. So it's going to get your hormones balanced a little bit better, and therefore you won't have as much facial hair or as much acne. Now, that's not everybody, and none of this information is going to apply 100% to anybody, because what works for me may not work for you. So in order to get diagnosed, you need to talk to your primary care provider or endocrinologist, which is a specialist. So most of the time you talk to your primary care prior to. They'll test your hormone levels. They'll do quite a bit of studies on your thyroid and all of that just to verify. And they can tell you whether or not you do have PCOS. Now, PCOS stands for polycystic ovarian syndrome, which means that you have multiple cysts on your ovaries, sometimes all at once, and sometimes it's just one after another after another. They do burst, they do hurt when that happens. So that's another thing that is associated with it, as well as like infertility, and weight gain. Now, I've done a lot of research on weight and PCOS, and from what I've come across, it's basically if you go dairy-free and gluten-free, it'll help you lose weight. I've been dairy-free for 11 days now, and in that 11 days, I've lost 4 pounds. Now, that doesn't sound like a huge number, but I haven't changed anything other than dairy. And so with the dairy being gone out of my diet, and I dropped 4 pounds, it's a big deal because I haven't dropped more than a pound at a time in probably 9 or 10 years. So I definitely changed my diet, and they do talk a lot online about going dairy-free or going gluten-free or doing both. I know me very well, and I know that if I was to try dairy-free and gluten-free, it would have been way too big of a challenge for me to do both of those, and I would have just quit. So I went dairy-free, and then on the 17th of next month, I will be going gluten-free. So hopefully that'll help a little bit more. Also, my dietitian had talked to me, and he had said because we have an insulin resistance, those of us who have PCOS, we're insulin resistant. So he said, don't eat, even though like normal people, like when they're on a diet, they're like, oh, I ate some fruit instead of this. He said, have anywhere between 0 and 2 maximum servings of fruit a day. He said, we hold that sugar in a lot more than just the regular person. So you can also talk to your doctor about metformin. I know there's some sort of recall or something on it right now. I'm not 100% sure. I got something in the mail a few weeks ago. But so metformin, I was on it prior, like years ago, and it didn't really work for me, I don't feel. But it's not been approved by the FDA to treat PCOS, but it can help with that insulin resistance. They normally use this for diabetics. So insulin resistance, so that'll help with your weight and managing your weight, which that's very common for PCOS client or PCOS patients. There is also spironolactone, which helps with it's more so for like hypertension and heart-related issues, but what it does is it can actually help with facial hair in females. And so I personally have been on that one, and it did help thin out. And now it's not going to get rid of completely, but it did help thin out the hair. The hair grows in a little bit finer, a little bit slower, so you're not waxing near as often, as you normally would. And then I've had a lot of questions. Well, why don't you get laser hair removal? So it is not actually laser hair removal. It is laser hair reduction. And I had it back in 2018. I had laser hair removal. I went through the entire, all the sessions and everything. And it kind of got rid of like a little spot here and then like a little spot here. But then I had multi-hairs coming through. So like multiple hairs coming in through one follicle. It's very painful, and that happened a lot throughout that time. And even though like I did kind of lose some hair here and lose some hair here after, I don't know, 2-3 months, it seemed like my hair actually came in hard, like a lot more dense than before. So I kind of feel like I took a step backwards on that one. I do want to try electrolysis just because, I'm just like anybody else. If I have the chance to not have to wax my face every 6 days, I'm gonna take that chance. But electrolysis, there's 3 different types of electrolysis, and you would have to just talk to the person doing that to find out which one is best for you. But electrolysis can be very expensive. I've heard, oh, you can go on Groupon and get coupons or whatever, but I don't have the funds right now. I'm gonna, wait on electrolysis and maybe do that sometime when we're kind of out of this little COVID thing. So I was reading up on supplements for PCOS, and I've seen some for like vitamin D. I do take a vitamin D weekly. It's D3, I want to say. But I do take that every single week because my vitamin D is insufficient. Cinnamon. I haven't tried this. I don't know. I love cinnamon, so hey, like I'm all about it, but I haven't tried it. B complexes. So I was taking vitamin B12 shots once a week as well. And acupuncture. I've never done acupuncture, but like I said, I'll try anything. It doesn't bother me. And then I get a lot of questions about the wax I use and how to use it. I use Mermaid Wax. It is made by an esthetician out of Austin, Texas. They come in 3 different types. There is Electra, Serena. I always like mispronounce that one. Serena, and then Poseidon. Poseidon is a professional only product, so you can only buy that one if you have like a cosmetology license or an aesthetics license. You can't buy it just over the counter. But then there are the Electra and the Serena are both retail products. So you can buy those on their website, and I'll put their link down below. But you can definitely buy it online. Just make sure that when you do, let them know that I sent you. So DMEsthetics, they sent me, just put that in the notes in there at checkout. It's probably not going to do anything for me. I'm not affiliated with them. I just really, really love their products. It's when you get a product you actually like, it's really, really nice to promote it. CBD oil, I've heard good things about how it can help with the pain. I'm actually going to try out some CBD products here soon, and I will let you guys know how that is. But then also, basically the last thing, I think I've covered everything. Oh, no, I didn't. The last thing I will talk about before I get onto my products is if you have PCOS or you know someone with PCOS and you would like to contribute, please do so. You can go to PCOSAA.org and you can donate to the PCOS Awareness Association. That's who we like to support, and that's who we like to send our money to. There is not a cure right now for PCOS. There's just managing symptoms. So the more funding they can get for research, the better. So now I'm going to talk to you about products, because I've been asked, hey, can you do this? Can you take us through a skincare routine? So I'm going to do a very basic one, and I will let you know, I'll give you a few different examples of what that specific product does for the skin. If you would like to purchase these products, you can message me or email me and let me know, and we can get in contact, and I can definitely get you some ordered. So the first thing is, I always like to start with a double cleanse. So a double cleanse is using an oil-based product followed by a water-based product and cleanser. And basically what it's going to do is the first thing it's going to take off your makeup and anything that is oil based on your face. The next one is going to be the water-based, which is going to take anything else that's on your face off of your face after that first cleanse. So the first one I do is called Pre-Cleanse. It's by Dermalogica. All my products today that I'm going to show you are Dermalogica products. So Pre-Cleanse is an oil-based cleanser, and it does phenomenal at taking makeup off. But oil attracts oil. So when you use this product, even if you have oily skin, it's going to attract that oil off from your skin. It's not going to deposit it into your skin. It's going to pull it away from your skin. Safe to use on the eyes. It is, like I said, a great makeup remover. Your makeup does not stand a chance with this stuff. It's wonderful. And then, so I follow it with a water-based cleanser. I've had a lot of maskne lately, and so I use clearing skin wash or skin resurfacing cleanser. I don't think I grabbed it. I didn't. But I either use clearing skin wash, which has salicylic acid in it, which helps with the acne, or I use skin resurfacing cleanser, which helps with like the texture of my skin. Here's the skin resurfacing cleanser. So skin resurfacing cleanser has lactic acid in it. So I put it on as soon as I get in the shower. I take it off as soon as I am about ready to get out, just because I like that lactic acid to, have a chance to work. But that leaves my skin feeling smooth. Now, the clearing skin wash, I do the same thing. I put it on when I first get in the shower. I take it off right before I get out. And that really, really helps that salicylic acid dig a little bit deeper into the skin. That's not like a thing, but it just helps it. I feel like it's on your skin a little bit longer. It's giving that product a little bit more time to do what it's supposed to be doing. So washing your face morning and night is a big, big thing. You do need to use the appropriate cleanser. So what works for me may not be best for you. You may need something with a little bit more hydration in it, or you may need something with a little bit that's a little bit nice or like gentler on your skin. So like I said, not one product is going to cover everybody. So skin resurfacing cleanser, it is used for like prematurely aging skin, fine lines. It helps fight free radicals. It's a wonderful product. I absolutely love it. Clearing skin wash is for acneic skin. It can dry your skin out just a little bit. Anything used inappropriately is not going to help. So my second step is daily Microfoliant. It is a powder exfoliant. So you use just a little bit of it. And what that does is it helps it also holds or contains salicylic acid in it. So I just put it on and I rub it in real well. Now you do get it wet just a little bit. I let that salicylic acid work. That's going to help with that acne still. I like using salicylic acid in pretty much anything I have, just because of I don't want acne. I'm like anybody else. I don't want acne, but I also fight it a lot more. I wax a lot more, which compromises my skin's barrier, which in turn causes this kind of stuff. So during the day, I use a vitamin C. So this is C12 Pure Bright Serum. This actually, in my opinion, creates that highlight look that everybody wants. Everybody wants that like highlight look. This, to me, does that. It makes your skin bright, but vitamin C is very good for uneven skin tone and brightening. It's wonderful. So that's C12 Pure Bright Serum. And when I get any kind of hyperpigmentation, this is called PIH, post-inflammatory hyperpigmentation. But when I get this, I like to use Age Bright Spot Fader because it helps with that PIH. And it helps just kind of make it go away. I I use a vitamin C eye serum as well. So I use my Biolumin C eye serum and just like one little itty bitty dot. And I always put it on with my ring finger and I just pat it underneath. I don't rub it in. I let it soak in naturally. And then after all of that, I follow in with a moisturizer and an SPF. So my moisturizer is a moisturizer and SPF all in one. So this is an SPF of 50, and it's amazing. It doesn't make your skin oily. It's just great. Now at night, I simply wash my face. I use a toner, so I use antioxidant Hydro Mist because it's like my absolute favorite. But I use one or the other. So I use either overnight clearing gel, which has salicylic acid in it, and it helps with visible signs of skin aging as well as breakouts. Or I use, and this one's brand new, and trust me, it does not play. I use retinol clearing oil, and this has salicylic acid in it, but it also has retinol in it. And it's just amazing. Like, I use it, it's an oil-based product. It kills two birds with one stone, and it's just, to me, it's worth the price point. So that's kind of my skincare routine in a nutshell. And I know it can look like it's a whole lot, but honestly, it maybe takes me 5 minutes to do a whole routine, 5, maybe 10 minutes. And I do feel like at night, my skin feels better. In the morning, my skin doesn't feel like it needs a lot of hydration. But yeah, I mean, I do also want to talk to you about virtual consults. So if you want a virtual consult, I am absolutely 100% able to do a virtual consult. You just need to email me, and I'll put my email down below. But send me an email. Let me know you want to book a virtual consultation, and we can go from there. I can do product recommendations. I can help you work with a budget. There's a lot of things I can help you with as far as virtual consultations are concerned. And I am very well versed in PCOS. So when it comes to skincare. So don't feel like you are alone, please. But I do appreciate you following me, for watching my video. But yeah, thank you guys so much.